welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Jabriel, but you can call me the Moon Minister as well. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Virgo solar eclipse that is going to be at 29 degrees. This is going to be a big one, you guys. The solar eclipse is a time of a new moon, but it's a new moon that's magnetized, that's super powerful because the Earth, the Sun, Moon will all be in alignment with each other, forming this super dark yet glow array around the moon with the sun behind it, giving us more power and push and affecting our lives in life-changing ways. Now, I feel like if you are knee deep into the chaos, like that is your energy that you vibe with, then work with this energy. Do certain rituals, magic, whatever you like to partake in. Maybe go on a walk, meditation, stay at home, wear all white. It doesn't matter. We live in a new day and age. In more ancient times, a lot of spiritualists or shamans or people who studied these type of things would stay in if they didn't know this type, because a lot of times this type of energy, they would stay in or they will wear white, because a lot of times eclipse energies are unpredictable. But you got to understand, we live in a new time where we can study these eclipses. We can see, we can get a grasp of the an understanding of what is to come. So this is nothing to fear or, you know, to be like, oh, we got to stay in, we got to hide or something about, because there were, even in those times, spiritualists, astrologers who were working with this energy, who were doing things or rituals and stuff during this time. So, you know, we have to be mindful that both were going on, and it's okay to do both. We'll naturally do both and, you know, go out, do something, do type of rituals, or just stay in and just stay clear, you know. So just be mindful of that type of thing. Now let's get into this eclipse that is going to be playing out on September the 21st. Now, eclipses are cycles of energy. So especially this one, this is a completion cycle. So we can see this playing out like something be completed, especially if it started 2 years before, something being complete, or 6 months before, something being completed. But this could also be the new beginning, start of something that could last between, you know, start now and then last within 6 months or 2 years, because eclipse energies are cycles of energies that play out. So especially with this one being a completion at the 29th degree. The 29th degree is the last degree. It's an anaretic degree. It is a Leo ruling degree of action, things playing out, chaos, big emotion type of energy, especially in themes of like organization. We could definitely see, like, after something crazy happens, people are organizing, getting together, or different organizations are coming together or are clashing, or we could see that definitely playing out in our news or in our lives, or people forming new organizations, getting together in order to plan something out, in order to mobilize, especially when it comes to things of service. So like military and those type of things, I've already seen, because I had spoke on it like some time ago, and especially when I looked into the chart of this year of America, what's going on, that we were definitely going to have like talks of like military and promoting that type of thing. We could definitely now see it like be pushed to the forefront. I've already been seeing things where I was scrolling on my phone and I saw like, oh, a $20,000 if you sign up to be like a part-time military service worker, and you get a $20,000 bonus and all the other things that come with that. And a lot of people were commenting on it too, saying that they would join. So we could definitely see a lot of pushes for that. A lot of people going towards that, or being pushed into a situation where that's something that they may need to do in order to afford daily life, or, you know, themes of that. New jobs coming out, new talks about that, statistics around jobs, like, and the working class people. The Virgo energy definitely rules the working class, that group of people that go out day to day, do daily type of jobs to keep the world going daily, keep things moving. That type of energy, these type of people will definitely be affected by this type of energy, with new work or changes in work, changes in pay, changes in duties. Chaotic things could be playing out at work, on your route to work, different routes, anywhere you go in, those type of routes. Even like a route that you take in life, like a new path that you take, changes being made to where you have to take a new route in life, where you have to take action and move and do something different, or in your routine, in your daily lives, if you want a better health, if you want to be better overall. A lot of planning going out in our day-to-day lives, getting those to-do lists done. Things could be playing out in the best type of way or in the worst type of way. Things could definitely be playing out not how you plan at all during this time. And like I said, it could go for the best. You didn't plan it and it was way better than you could have imagined, or it could feel like the worst, even though everything is a lesson. You know, those worst, you know, we're humans. We're always, it don't matter who you are, how much money you have, you're going to have those days that just feel like, because that's just how our planet vibes. We have both energies. So could be experiencing both the highs or the low. So, you know, it just all depends on your astrological makeup. We could see like a mass of people quitting jobs or being fired, being laid off, a mass of new jobs forming and starting for others, especially like I mentioned with like the military thing, seeing like more of that people around. And we've already seen certain states where they have a lot of military, and it's not just in America. This is all around the world that's been seeing that. We're just feeling it as well because this energy is that big, like where we're seeing service people in our daily lives, like patrolling, being of service, like needing that extra security to keep things stable, to keep things organized, to keep order. And with Pluto and Aquarius, naturally that was to come. Pluto and Aquarius is right now it's retrograding, so that's why we see this heightened of this energy. But naturally with Pluto in Aquarius, it is the natural order of restoring power back to the people. Right now it's in retrograde in the early degree, at the 1 degree of retrograde. So like we're seeing the pushback of that with service people. But as it comes out of retrograde, we will see, you know, more power to the people that push, you know, forward. But right now we are going to be seeing some pushbacks. Things are going to feel tough, feel tight, feel restricted. Crazy things happening at work in our daily lives that change our lives forever, our routines, our sacred service, our sacred duty. Virgo rules things of like slavery, or on a low note, but on a high note, it's sacred duty, the missions, the things that you came here to do in this life that you're called upon by God. This is also energy of debt, both karmically and both debt, like physically, that you owe, paying that off, or changes in that, shifts in that, what you owe, becoming aware of the debt that you may have accumulated in this life or the other lives, or that generationally that you carry on that needs to be cleared out and healed. This is definitely a big time where we can have changes, more changes in our healthcare system, and with healers, how we see healers, people who are service workers. They don't have to be healers. It could just definitely be people who like fix things, who fix like any type of thing, electronical, or you come to people's house and work on something, any type of service type of jobs. We could definitely be seeing changes, action, people going on strike, people standing up for themselves, a lot of victories, new becomings, changes in our service, and even service animals, how we look at service animals, changes around that, changes around people who work in those type of areas, that work around pets. Like if you homestead, you could definitely be seeing changes in that, maybe more freedoms for like homesteaders to be able to like store their own water. Because I know in certain type of places in America, you can't really store it's illegal to store water. So we could definitely be seeing changes that promote people or help extend people, or maybe people who do homestead are the ones that are making the changes, so that average everyday people, we can help each other out more, we can work together more. This is that change where like we may be pushed into tight corners where we need to work together, we need to rely on that person down the street who's homesteading versus these big grocery stores that aren't truly giving us the nutritions that we need. This is a big time where we could be seeing talks about nutrition, our health, and what changes in our diets, especially American diets. We're already seeing stuff like that, talks about in our government going over, what we shouldn't be eating, what's we can eat. They say we can eat, the FDA approves, but you should just not be eating. We could definitely be seeing changes like literally made where like, okay, we're following suit, where we're having a better nutrition, and we're doing this for ourselves, not just because the government. We're pushing this for ourselves as a people because we're tired and we're fed up and we're standing up for ourselves. That type of thing could be playing out, that type of push and pull. Also, I want to speak on the asteroids that the solar eclipse moon will be touching on during this time, which it will be 2 different asteroids. The first one is going to be Taurus. Probably definitely said that wrong. Taurus, I have it spelled out. It is asteroid 81. It will be conjunct this solar eclipse moon at Virgo 29 degrees. So the moon will be moving way faster than the asteroid. The asteroid will still be there, but they will come into like a direct in phase of each other. And this asteroid governs themes of muses and dance muses and music as well. Muse as in like, an artistry or that inspiration, creativity and movement, joy. Another asteroid that will come into conjunction with the solar eclipse moon is the asteroid Achilles. I have it right here. Achilles asteroid 588. This governs themes of strength and courage and the potential to be vulnerable around others. So we could definitely see this theme of like all the things I said before in our daily lives, our schedule, healers, service people, all these times to be vulnerable, to actually get down to the root of what's needed to heal, to gain strength, to have better nutrition, to be more organized. This is beautiful, beautiful energy to inspire new hope, new joy, miracles, to strive to triumph for a new day, and the willpower that is needed in order to succeed and change our daily lives. Also on this eclipse will be forming like the node of God. I know it'll be that, but one of the biggest things that I want to speak on is that it will be forming a grand kite that will connect both the solar eclipse moon to Saturn in Pisces at 28 degrees. It'll be retrograde. This is beautiful. It's beautiful to see Saturn retrograde. It's rethinking, revisioning the things that restrict us, that revising our structures, rebuilding businesses, and how we come out to the public, the community, father figures. These type of themes are all ruled by Saturn. And with it being in Pisces, we have this restructure of our dreams into reality and a collide towards the two, especially in the matriarchal degree of the 28th degree, which is very much, structured and legacy and lineage and strong strength, security, that extra oomph. And it also reduces down to 1. So it's like that extra oomph that we need in order to complete something, in order to get something done and have it signed, sealed, especially with that mother and that father together in that Piscean energy, and water and flowing between the moon, especially with this being a solar eclipse moon that is already so strong on this grand kite. This makes this kite so potent, it's so strong. So we could definitely be seeing powerful, life-changing themes play out in our lives around this time. So now that we've gone over the energy of this solar eclipse, let's get into who is going to be affected by this energy. And that is definitely going to be our Virgos, Pisces, Geminis, and Sagittarius, especially between 25 to 29 degrees. If you have any placements or any asteroids for that matter in Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius between 25 to 29 degrees, you are going to be highly affected in those areas. And then another set of signs that will be most affected by this eclipse, since it will be at the 29th degree, will be our Libras, especially Aries, Cancers, and Capricorns, especially in the early degrees. So if you have any placements in those signs, that Libra, Aries, Cancer, or Capricorn, between 0 to 3 degrees, you'll be most affected by this energy. And I see that playing out in my own personal chart. I have my Venus at 2 degrees of Cancer, and it'll be affected, playing out in a grand trine. It'll be playing out in a trine in my chart. So we can see that these type of placements will be highly affected. And also throw this in there as well. If you have any earth signs like Capricorn or Taurus at 29 degrees, or like 28 to 29 degrees, you will also be highly affected. You will be experiencing a trine to this energy. So you'll be highly affected in like a beautiful type of way. Whichever houses that you experience this energy in, you'll be affected in those type of way. It might be small, it might be big. It just depends on your astrological makeup. So now that we've gone over who's most affected, let's get into each zodiac sign. For that, I want to let you guys remind you guys, if you guys don't already know, I am a Western tropical astrologer. That is the type of astrology that I practice. So that's, what I preach to others. I believe there's power in all paths of astrology. This is just, I'm a Western girl. So that's just what I preach, what I want to know. So yeah, now that we've gone over, and this is also a general reading, so you'll definitely need to speak with an astrologer, someone who studies this, in order to get a full in-depth of how this is going to be playing out in your chart. But if you are listening to this, you have a grasp of your chart. You probably could be a person that looks into your chart, or you know a thing or two, and seeing, okay, I'm gonna experience this in this house. Okay, I could get a gist of how this is gonna play out for me. Or I'm experiencing this in this house. Okay, well, I'm going to do stuff like, say if you're experiencing it in the 5th house, maybe you go and gamble that day. Maybe you go and do things that are a part of your hobbies, for that day. And that's going to succeed because you can see the trine in your chart to it. So this is for those people to better understand ourselves, our lives, our mission, especially planning things out with this type of energy. So now that we've gone over that, let's get into each of your guys' horoscopes. Starting with Aries, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 6th house. So with Virgo ruling the 6th house, this is alignment energy. You guys have been getting alignment energy since the first set of rounds of eclipses. So this is another moment or phase where you could be feeling either aligned or having something happen in your life that pushes you to get into alignment. This is a time where you could be doing something at work or be called to do something at work, and work could definitely be chaotic or crazy during this time. Your route to work could be crazy. Routines, co-workers, jobs. Maybe you go to somebody else's job. You go to a grocery store and the workers there are just like rude or something, or the workers there are so polite and so kind. They give you a message or they say something to you that you can take or hold on for the next 2 years, or something that inspires you. This could be a time, or just brings you more joy, more creativity, boosts your hobbies, make you aware of something. This could be a time where like people in your daily lives can be doing that as well. So like your neighbor, a person that you talk to every day, a friend. These type of people could be changing you in certain type of ways, or could be just changes in your service, especially if you do like service jobs, if you work for yourself, or you do like just, a service job where like, you could be a mechanic, or maybe you are someone who is a healer as well, that type of energy, or works in the healthcare industry. you guys will definitely be affected in your service and your changes in your work as well. Whether you have to do something different because of clientele, because of, you know, something crazy playing out, or because of the way that life is playing out and you need to up your prices, or your clientele, or your work, or your services, or you need to provide a certain type of service in order to make ends meet for something, or to build for something. This could be a time where you are using your services that you do, or your job, to build your dreams into reality. This could also be a time where you're focusing on your health, your nutrition, you're eating better, you're serving better foods during this time, better nutrition, exercising more, worried about your health during this time because you got news on a health situation, or you are just focused on a better health, or a better health and a healthier life for your children as well. Whether that's, you know, them eating better, or just them exercising, getting out more, or maybe it's them mentally getting better. Maybe you have long depth, great conversations with them that help extend their mind and help them just be like better humans, better mentally. This Virgo energy, this 6th house can rule things of like our mental health as well. So like, you know, you're checking on your mental health and doing some self-care, adding that to your daily life or your routines. This could definitely be a time where like you know, go take a spa bath, or, you know, you run yourself a nice bath and you relax and you chill out, and you start to tell yourself, you know what, I need to do more things in my life that help me relax more, that help ease anxiety. 6th house can rule, like, especially with this Virgo energy, where this could definitely be a time where someone could be having an anxiety attack because something happened. Or this could be a time where like someone is like, something crazy happens, but you're able to, you know, deep breathe, mentally get through it, and just work it out. This could be a time where you could be getting a new pet during this time, or something happens around your pet, service animals as well. If you are someone who works with animals, crazy things could definitely be playing out or happening. Or like just the animals in your neighborhood could just be acting weird during this time. You're like, okay, something's going on. I know for myself, when I had a big sixth house moment on a moon, the animals, it's like the animals in my neighborhood were just being weird. My daughter started feeding animals, and they started coming back every day to get fed. And these animals can be a part of your sacred duty, sacred mission, to feed them, to service them, to help them in their daily life. And, you know, they become a part of your daily life, you know, in those type of way, and you adopt them in that, or they just become someone that you're close to, that you see on a daily basis. This can also be a time where like you get promotions at work, you can get fired at work. Something could play out between co-workers as well. A time where you could be reflecting on your sacred duty, like what are you here to do in this life? What's your sacred mission? You know, has work or has daily life felt like you just drained, or you're just you're just a part of this slave mission, you're in debt to it? Or are you paying off these debt both karmically or, you know, physically with, you know, work? Are you being able to pay off these debts? And a lot of talks around debt and work and how those two tie into each other. Overall, Aries, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to bring new inspiration to the things that you do on a daily basis, so that they can inspire your sacred duty. Taurus, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 5th house. So Tauruses, you could be having a lot of fun during this time, or a lot of fun could be the reason why you got to get to work during this time. Like maybe, this could be a time where some people are pregnant, and if they find out that they're pregnant, you know, because they weren't doing, you know, the daily things of like the birth control, stuff like that. Or like this could be a time on the reverse end where like you already found out that you were pregnant, and now, you know, pregnancy is a part of your daily life, where like you are just doctor's appointments, checking up on your nutrition. A lot of times, especially in like the 90s culture and early 2000s, it was a huge promotion to just like, oh, you're pregnant, just eat out, pig out, and whatnot. But we've been seeing a lot of rises in C-sections. And the foods that people were eating back then were pigging out on are not the same foods that we are eating today. And we cannot just eating and a lot of that stuff while pregnant can have real lifelong effects on our children. We're already seeing that in our daily lives. And this could definitely be a times where like you're focused on your nutrition, eating better, exercising, you know, even while pregnant. I know I was exercising while I was pregnant, you know, because I was determined to have a successful VBAC, I was able to have 2 successful VBACs after my first pregnancy was a C-section. So this type of energy could definitely be life-changing, where you're like, you know what, I gotta eat right, I gotta do this for my child, for my creativity. If it's not a pregnancy, maybe it's creativity or your projects or your entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial endeavors. Maybe you need to, let's say like you do something online where you share your daily routines with others, and you know, you're like, okay, I need to eat right because I don't want to inspire people to just pig out. I want to inspire people to, you know, do better, eat better, and I gotta, you know, do that myself. This type of energy. Or maybe you've already been doing the work and now you want to show it to others or incorporate that to your daily life or to something that you do as a job. This could be a time where your hobbies could turn into your job, your daily life, the things that you do, the things that you teach to others, that you can be coaching others on, inspiring others to do. This could be a time where you could definitely be entertaining others, or you are feeling entertained during this time. This could be a time where you have more joy in your day-to-day life. You're able to do the things that you enjoy to do on a daily basis, or incorporate those things into your schedule more. And you just, life feels much more smoother, more better, more happier, more joyous, more creative. This would be a time where you are creating with others. So, you know, maybe someone who is like, you know, you have an entrepreneurship type of creativity with, or like, say you guys do something in your community that's creative together. That's a part of entrepreneurship, gathering for stuff like that. Or this could, and it's life-changing. It brings a lot of success, a lot of notoriety, a lot of people noticing the things that you do, your hobbies, your children. The 5th house also rules your children. So maybe this is a time where things could be life-changing happen for your children. Find out, you know, that your children, if they are older, are having their own children, you becoming a grandparent. Or a time where like your children are having beautiful miracles, or changing up their daily lives or their routines, or something that changes in your routine changes up your children's lives and what things that they do on a daily. Maybe you're living better, you're eating better, you're doing life better, and this changes up your children. Now they get to experience a new, better form of life now that their parent is living better, new and better. This could definitely be a time where like your pets could be seen as children, and you're enjoying them during this time. You're enjoying your daily work. You're enjoying your job more. You're enjoying what you do on a daily basis. The people that you see and that you interact with on a daily basis, you're just enjoying them more. Your routines make you happier, or that you're happy that you're able to get more things done off your to-do list. You feel more focused, more organized with life, and that brings you so much more joy, or it gives you more freedom to have fun. Or maybe because that you've been focused and doing your job, now that you can have more fun, more freedom in your life. Give your children more freedom. Pour more into your creative endeavors, the things that inspire you. The fifth house can also rule people that we create with. So like someone that you have a child with. These type of people, like changing things could be happening with these type of people, or something could be happening with that type of person that changes up your daily life or your routines. Maybe the person that you have a kid with, y'all not together, and they move, so it changes up how, you know, you'll be seeing your kid, or, you know, and this could be in the best or the greatest ways, you know, or it could feel really, you know, draining. It could definitely be in the best type of way, especially if you are a Taurus at the 29th degree. You could be having a trine to where, you know, that type of person is like, hey, I moved closer, and now this works out for you because you can just, you know, you don't have a far drive to see your kid, you know, certain type of things where maybe the other parent is stepping up more, they're doing more, and it helps you out. Now you have more freedom, more joy, more time to, you know, for yourself, for your creative endeavors. Things like that could be definitely playing out for Tauruses at the late degree, where they are definitely being more favored during this time. Overall, Taurus, this Virgo solar eclipse is going to be bringing you more joy in your daily life. Geminis, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 4th house. So Geminis, you can be experiencing more life-changing things happen in your family, in your home, in your structures. So like maybe a family member calls you up, or something is happening that's life-changing with a family member. You could be losing a family member, adding on a family member, new revelations with like DNA come out, and like you now have a new family member. And this could also be a time where like you could be the one changing your family, doing life-changing things in your family, and your family feels it, they're affected by it, they're able to grow, build off of it, create new structures off of something that you've created or that you've built, or maybe something that another family member has built. You're able to create a new foundation off of that. So like maybe you have a new family member who has like this great paying new job, and now because they have this new job, you can see them more often, or they can come over more often, be a part of the family more often, or this could be a time where like maybe their new job affects you in a type of way where like you get some money from it, or you get benefits from it, or like maybe they work at like Walgreens and now you get a discount every time you go into Walgreens. Like it could be that small or it could be that big, you know, just depending on your astrological makeup. Geminis are already going to be highly affected by this eclipse, especially with it being in Virgo. You guys are sister signs to Virgo, Gemini. So you guys could be this could be affecting your siblings, family members that are your siblings, could definitely be having life-changing things going on in their life. Or maybe you and your siblings are having life changes. Like maybe if you and your siblings don't talk, this would be a time where you guys start talking. This could be a time that breaks up siblings even. This could be a time where your mother is affected as well. Big changes for your mother. Your mother could be changing your life in some type of way, or maybe your mother passes. I'm not speaking that on anyone or any Geminis, but this could definitely be a time where like something life-changing happens around your mom. Your mom gets married, she gets a new job, she's doing something new in her daily life, she gets a diagnosis, like maybe diabetes, and now that's something, and I'm not speaking that on nobody's mama, but this is things that could be playing out for people to be mindful of. Or maybe your mom gets told like she needs to just exercise more if she wants to have a healthier life, and you and your mom go exercising every Tuesday. You add that a part of your guys' routine, your daily thing. Changes in your mom. This could also be changes in your parents, not just your mother. If your father is very nurturing as well, there could be just changes in him. Maybe your parents get a divorce. Not speaking out on nobody. Or your parents, you know, have some type of beautiful blessing that happens and they buy you a house because of it. I've seen that happen where parents have won the lottery and then they buy their kids a house. Like this is big energy for that. This could be a time where like your parents just do something where like, you know, they just bless you. They give you something. Your mom gives you something that is just, you know, changes your life. I know my sister is a Gemini, and my mom gave her home. So this could be a time where they actually sign the deed and off, and it's like really my sister's home. And within the 2 years, maybe she sells it and she gets an abundance off of it. Like, this could definitely play out for my sister who's a Gemini sun. This could be playing out for you. You could be receiving a home, moving, redecorating your home. The things that you do from your home could be changing your life forever. So maybe you work from home. You could be starting to work from home too. And that could be the new changes up in your routine and your daily life. Bring you new things in your life, new abundance. Could be bringing chaos as well. You could be having chaos play out in your life, in your home. And, you know, it changes things, changes your structures and who you allow in your home and your safe and sacred space. This could be a time where, like, you are focused on your security. You're buying cameras for your home, or you're just securing yourself. You're keeping more private. The fourth house rules things that of privacy. So you could just be wanting to be more private during this time, or things could be changing or playing out in how you feel about private. Maybe you've always been a private person and now you're like, you know what? I need to express myself more. I need to put myself out there more for others and shed my light to others. You know, I can't just shed my light in my local areas anymore, because as Gemini, you rule these type of things, your local areas. You want to shed your light to others online, because Gemini does also rule that as well. Maybe in a book and writing, expressing yourself in that type of way. This is especially with this Virgo energy, heavy energy for like writing and planning things out for the future that will affect your family as well. Planning trips with family members as well, or just planning things with family members, planning jobs or services, or, you know, those type of things with family members. A family member to fix up on something, coming over to fix up on something. Calling a family member for a certain type of service. Maybe you stop doing that, or you're able to do that more often because they can, you know, they can fix up on this certain type of thing, or they are very skilled in it. This can be a time where there are changes in your hometown. You move out of your hometown, you move away from your hometown, and that's definitely life-changing. Or you move back to your hometown. Things could be playing out in like your country as well. So fourth house rules country. It could also rule land, buying land, acquiring land, or thinking about that. You and your family could be thinking about family compound plans, like stuff like that. This is huge energy for that, for family compound plans and building up on land with each other. And that is no doubt life-changing for the family, because you have all these family members owning this house. It changes up how the children are being raised together. You know, they're being raised off the land. They're being raised in a sense that is more pure than the average kid gets that is in this mainstream world, where they're just thrown, you know, in this mainstream world, and how toxic it can be. Whereas when you're with nature, nurturing, you are, you know, being nurtured on the land. These things are linked together. It's healing. The fourth house rules energies of healers as well, especially with this Virgo energy. This is a huge time for healers. Life-changing things happening with healers, with nurturers, with nurses, with people who service others in healing type of ways. Have those type of people in your life. Definitely things could be changing in their lives, or making things better, or really healing your lineage and your family, or doing the work to karmically pay off debt that family members or lineages have accumulated, and you're able to relieve it and release it and complete it. And you relieved your family of that, or you relieved yourself, and that relieves your family of these karmic things that have been playing out. If you have anything at Virgo 16 to 17 to 18 degrees in your natal chart, you could definitely be seeing completions and endings to close out that are fated, you know, to close out in your life, play out for you. Overall, Geminis, this Virgo new moon is here to bring new structures to your family, your life, and your security. Cancers, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your third house. So Cancers, you could be experiencing news, like hearing new news that is shocking, that is life-changing, that changes up your structures, it changes up how you see things, that brings you new clarity to life, that changes up how you move. News that, just shocks you, that expands you, that helps you be able to do more in life, especially with Jupiter in Cancer during this time. You're just able to expand more, do more, be seen more worldwide, be on podcasts, even be teaching others something, go to college and learn stuff, have exchanges with foreigners, you travel. These type of things could be playing out for you, opportunities to learn more, to change your philosophy. This is definitely, could be a time where you're speaking to someone and these type of things could just be playing out for you. You're speaking to someone and it changes up your whole philosophy, just this one conversation or several conversations, and that one was the one that you really needed to make that push. This could be a time where you could be publicly speaking to others and it gets, known worldwide. Jupiter is a ruler of worldwide, of kings as well, of expansion. And with Jupiter currently in Cancer, you could be experiencing this where the things that you do, that you are speaking on, are expanding, or that you've spoken about. Your social medias could be expanding if you do stuff like maybe you're running a business or a brand on social media. These type of things could be expanded, could be seeing new blessings, new life-changing things. You could also be doing something locally, maybe you work right around the corner, and themes like that could be changing where you could either be getting fired or promoted in your job, or maybe you get that job right around the corner and it's easy commute to your work and you're able to invest in yourself in some type of way, or invest in your dreams, make them into a reality thanks to this new job that you received right around the corner. It's very helpful, very beneficial to you. This could be a time where you are receiving news about relatives as well, especially with Virgo ruling siblings. This could be news about relatives, siblings, relatives like your aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews, news around them telling you news. News around your siblings, brothers and sisters, have siblings, all those type of siblings can be having something life-changing playing out to them. You could be the sibling that is something's life-changing playing out to, and now your news gets out to others. This could be a time where you are having a beautiful conversation with someone and it changes up your service, or you have a conversation about helping someone out, doing a certain type of service for someone that is healing, that will change someone's life. Especially if you are already a healer and a part of your work is through conversation, you could definitely be a type of person that is healing others, that was called malefically right now to heal someone through just conversation or just showing up as you. This would be a time where you're driving and something crazy happens. You read a billboard that says something amazing and it changes your life. It's a time where just reading something can change your life as well. Third house, especially with Virgo intertwined, rules themes of reading, planning out and taking more time to read, to write, to take courses and learn something, talk to others. Maybe you're gossiping during this time. Maybe gossip brings, chaotic things during this time, fights and that type of energy. Or maybe conversations or gossip is changing your life. Maybe you have a gossip channel that you run and you are speaking on other people's gossip and it gets promoted and it gets seen by others, and you're able to make money off that, expand off of this thing that you do. Maybe it's not gossip, maybe it's news, maybe it's conversations, maybe it's opening up dialect. Gossip isn't always just this negative thing. It has its good and its bad. It serves a purpose in the third house, Cancers. So this could be a time where people are gossiping about you. Maybe you did something great and people are talking. People could be, gossiping in, negative way, or they just saying, oh, did you hear about what such and such did? Yeah, she used to be, talking about how you were, and it's the child because the third house rules your childhood. Like, yeah, I remember her. She was, she used to be that quirky little girl, and now she is like this whole spiritual minister, and I definitely seen that for her. Seeing how she was as a kid, I could have seen her do that. This type of energy could be playing out, or when people have seen you in a childhood, they seen how you were, and they're like, yeah, I could have definitely have seen you come out, and they are talking about that type of theme. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's that time where people are supposed to be speaking up on you. Or you are just speaking to others. You speak in your mind, and it's life-changing, and it affects others in certain types of ways. Others are speaking their mind to you, and you're like, you know what, I needed to hear that. Now I'm going to exit. Or, you know what, I need to hear that. That helps me grow. It helps me expand. We can, do more with this type of, now that we've had this life-changing conversation with each other. You could be changing up your children's childhood, revelations around your childhood. The work that you do could definitely be changing your children's childhood. If you have children, and realizing that their childhood is in your hands, literally, with the third house ruling hands, then crazy things could be happening to your hands too. But realizing that your children's childhood is in your hands, and doing the work necessary or that's needed in order for them to have a beautiful childhood, whether that's, it doesn't have to be like a whole bunch of money. There are children who are rich and miserable, believe it or not. I promise you, rich people commit the S word. It happens. So don't feel like, oh, if I don't have a lot of money and that type of thing, I'm, affecting my kids' childhood in a negative way. It just really depends on the love that you pour into your child, because I promise you, there are kids living in poverty who love their parents and become successful themselves, and they raise their kids out of that. And there are kids who are rich, always been rich, got their wealth from their parents, and they will never speak to their parents ever again. Like, so please don't allow, these type of things. And you could have revelations around that, where you could be beating yourself about your childhood, your kids' childhood, and you realizing, you know what, especially with the Cancers, because we're like that. We think about these things. We're the archetype of parenthood, of motherhood. So we want to be the best parent or mother that we can be. So this could be a time where you're having revelations that everything that you are doing is enough. Even if there is more that can be done, you are doing what you can do. And as long as you are showing up and you are loving up on your child as they need, you are giving them the best childhood that they can have. This can be a time where you heal your childhood, or you are doing the work to heal your childhood, or maybe you go to a service person that helps, you guys have a conversation about your childhood, and you are able to have revelations or healings around that, or speak to someone who is close, or has seen you growing up in that type of aspect, and heal from in that type of energy. You could be in the news during this time, especially with this eclipse energy. The news people pull up right up on your street. What did you think about this? And, it could be literally that playing out for you during this time, Cancers. Overall, Cancers, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to bring you new things to speak about, new news that'll shock and change your life. And it's also here to bring you joy and curiosity. Leos, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo eclipse in your second house. So Leos, you can be experiencing new forms of income and money coming to you. And this could be a time where somebody just gives you money, or you just, you could be walking down the street and get $1. Or you just walking down the street and somebody hands you a check, or maybe like you're walking down the street and someone that they do in their daily lives, maybe they record people or something like that. They run right up on you and they, ask you a question or something like that. And because it's you done that or something, they give you $1. Or how people do those pranks, or not pranks, or they help people out. Definitely, we're like, they literally help people out. Where like somebody comes, they maybe have a camera, or maybe they don't have a camera, and they come right up to you and they're like, you know what, I see something in you. I want to, here's $1, here's $20 to pay for your groceries. Here's this $20 just because I see something in you right now. Or people are paying you. If you are owed debt or money or something, you could definitely be getting paid for it. Or if you owe a debt, you could be acquiring the money to pay it off during this time. Whether that's, physically with money, with something that you owe someone, maybe a job or service that you have to do for them, or this could also be karmically, spiritually. So maybe like in another life you were super selfish, or maybe in your early life, your current life, earlier in when you were a child, you were super selfish or something like that. I don't want to say a child was selfish, but maybe that type of energy was playing out, and now you're being called to be more humble, more caring, have more empathy for others during this time, or you have implementing that in your daily life to be more empathetic, more caring, and that's how you're paying off that karmic debt. You're putting in that type of work to give people compliments, to pay it forward, that energy. This could be a time where you get a new job, a new form of income, something that you do on a daily basis. Maybe it's like service work. Maybe it's not a physical job that you go to, but maybe like you are offering services during this time and they get you paid. Healing services that you do for others, or you could be fixing stuff up for others as well. You could really be doing a lot of anything, serving people, you know what I mean? That type of thing, that type of energy could definitely be playing out for you, wherever type of way that you serve someone. Nutritionally or mentally, physically, whether it's through a good or a product or things that you say to them, or working with them, working up on something. This could be a time where like maybe you work for something, maybe somebody calls you up and they're like, hey, they know that you know how to put up a TV on the wall, and you get paid, they pay you to do that type of service during this time. Or this could be a huge time where like you receive a whole new opportunity that is like stable, that is money that is coming in every week. And it's coming in every week based off of a job that you did maybe once, or maybe that you continuously do. Or maybe a job that you did once, you're able to invest in yourself. This is big energy for investing in yourself during this time, and it pays off, and you're able to do something new in your daily life or in your service, or plan things out differently. Now that you've been investing in yourself, this would be a time where you start investing in yourself, using your job to, set a certain amount aside to invest in the things that you want to do, invest in your dreams and turn them into reality, structure them in that type of way with this wealth that you are, setting to the side, this money that you are setting to the side. This could be a time where you are receiving new compliments that help boost your self-esteem, help you, get back to work, get to whatever you want to do, or just inspire you. A time where you have changes in your values, your how you see others, your self-worth, how you value others' worth towards you. So like, maybe if you feel like this person is draining you, you cut them off during this time. You don't see the value in keeping them along anymore. This could be a time where others could be doing that to you. They don't see the value, or maybe they are starting to see your value and are treating you better. They're doing more for you. And this could be also if you see that for others, like you're like, okay, I really see the value in this person. This person really does put in the work to be in my life, and I'm going to pay it forward by maybe buying them a gift, or just loving them differently, nurturing them more, or nurturing the relationship more. This could definitely be a time where like someone could be buying you a gift, or you could be buying someone a gift. The second house is a house known for receiving and gift giving. So that type of energy could be playing out for you during this time. You could be making money off of a pet, honestly, during this time. Maybe you clean people's pets, you walk people's pet, you service or watch people's animals for them or something, and they pay you for it. A time where you could be doing certain type of work with animals, or servicing or volunteering to help someone and their animal or their pet, or volunteering to help someone with health issues, health conditions, or at a hospital, in a nursing home, or going to these type of things, and you just you help someone. Maybe you're not volunteer, but you just naturally help someone, an elder person, a person who may be struggling with their health. You just help them, and you are blessed in that type of way of receiving something. Maybe they give you something, some type of money or something, a compliment, even being blessed with a compliment as well. Something crazy could be happening at your bank and places where you receive money, where you earn money, like your job. Your jobs could definitely be having crazy things happen out with your job. Your job paying you, maybe, your job pays you more, accidentally pays you more, or is supposed to, promote your pay, raises your pay, and you get paid more from your job. Or something could be like happening with your check where you're like, we got to get this fixed, that type of energy. Checks could be coming at you differently, new, unexpectedly during this time. You could be getting paid for things that you do daily basis. So like maybe you do something online where like you give the world a little taste of your daily life or your daily routine, and you start getting paid for that. Or maybe you always fix up on something, or you're always looking into astrology, or you're always doing this certain type of thing, and now people want to pay you for this certain type of thing that you always do. People could definitely be acquiring your services during this time, and you're getting paid for it. Or you're receiving compliments, or you're receiving some type of blessing that pays itself forward, that helps you invest in yourself. Maybe like they trade you a ring light and you're able to use that ring light to, record yourself. Or maybe they pay you in like a compliment that is needed to have the inspiration to keep going. Just little simple things. It just depends on how your astrological makeup of how big or small the payout literally will be for you guys. Overall, Leos, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to bring you either new gifts or a new look at your values and your self-worth. And we have Virgos. Virgos, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your first house. This is a coming home energy. This is a, big aha type of energy. Virgos, especially my Virgos at the later degree Virgos, like this is going to be big, chaotic, whoa, I can't believe it, unbelievable time for you guys. All Virgos will be experiencing this, but especially those later degree Virgos are going to be like, oh my God, this was the astrological eclipse. This was the eclipse that changed everything, or this is a time frame that changed everything for me. The first house is a access house. So you could be having changes in your daily life, in your career, in your home and family, in your relationships, how you connect with others, your commitments, getting married, getting divorced, getting into new relationships, breaking off relationships, getting fired, quitting, especially that energy, offering new services for your job, new things that you do on a daily basis that are part of your job or part of earning, a part of your reputation, a part of how the public knows you. This could definitely be a time where the public is seeing you differently for a new type of service. This could be a time where you could be seeing yourself differently. You could be doing things differently, having something change within your body during this time. Maybe your body moves in a movement with this eclipse. Virgos, you guys could be having revelations happen where like you realize something, you gain, more of an understanding, or something big could be playing out in your life that pushes you into action, makes you do something to create your dreams into reality. Or you just, you have to go, you have to push, you have to fight, you have to act upon something in order to achieve something. A time where things just have to, maybe you don't have to act, maybe you just have to let things play out, and you just, go with the flow, or try to turn with the tides in order to allow whatever is playing out to play out, to make you better, make you stronger, give you more courage, more creativity, more love, more joy into your life. This could definitely be a time when you are changing up your appearance, you're changing up your hairstyle, you're changing up your clothes, you could be fixing up on these type of things. So maybe like you get some work done on and that requires you to go to a clinic, or you get some type of work done that requires you to have some type of surgery or go to a surgeon, or acquire work from a surgeon. This is definitely a time people could be doing something like that. Or like maybe that's not you at all. You go to a healer, you go to some type of service type of people, and you get that type of work, healing work done too as well. A nurturing type of person, a person that some type of person who does some type of service. You could definitely be seeking out those type of people. And if you're those type of people, people are seeking you out more during this time for your services, for your healing work, to understand the things that you do in your daily life so that they can have better routines and plan and schedule things better. This will be a time where things change up in your plans for the worse or for the better, for your schedule, for your daily life, your body. This could definitely be a time where, like, if you've been working out, people notice it more. You've been exercising, you've been eating better. People are noticing you look better, you look healthier, you look happier, you look more mentally stable. This could definitely be a time where you're working on your mental and your mental health. You're helping others with their mental health, or you're just incorporating those things more in your daily life. Maybe you watch more videos of like health gurus who are inspire you and just motivate you to be more healthier, always giving out great tips, great help work for you to be healthier. It's be a time where you get new pets, you change things up with your pets. Maybe a pet passes, and not speaking that on anyone, but a pet could be passing and you no longer have that pet, or you buy a new pet during this time, or somebody gives you a pet, or just a new pet comes into the family. Crazy, weird things could be playing out around animals during, like, this could be a time where, like, you, a Virgo, are walking down the street, something you do every day, whatever you do every day, and you look out the window or something and you see two cats fighting each other. Depending on like where you have this at, like what degree you have this at. But like that it could be literally that small, like where you just see that, and these animals, you see them scuffle and fight, and you see one get hurt or injured real bad, and you're like, you know what, I don't need to be fighting during this time, because I'm gonna take that as a sign to just slow my road. Don't just pop off at somebody just because they said something, like cats would normally do. Another cat hisses at them or something, and they just get ready to go into a whole scuffle. You're like, you know what, I'm not gonna engage in no cat fight today because it might not turn out for me well. I just, caught that sign. This could be a time where, like, maybe something life-changing happens, where you receive an animal that has been with you in different lifetimes and has always helped you out, and now this animal comes into your life and they help you with your mental health, or they just help you by being there as a daily service animal, just a companion. That type of energy is worthy as well. You start to do certain type of service healing type of work. If you haven't done it before and you've been just thinking about it, wanting to get into that work, you could definitely be like, you know what, I'm going to become that type of, whatever healer or veterinarian, or some people, nutritionist, nutrition, anything in the healthcare industry, really anything that is ruled by this Virgo energy. You could be stepping into those type of fields, in the fields of a service person, whatever type of services, organizations that are around volunteering and service, stuff like that. Organizations, you could be starting your own organization for, volunteering, helping and servicing your community, or you could be in a job that does that. And this gives you so much more passion in life, and especially it helps you align with your sacred duty, the things that you are meant to be doing here on this planet, especially if you were like meant to help heal, her service. Especially, you're a Virgo, that's what you are here to do. Help heal, service, work, put in the work, do the work, these type of things, volunteer, and you are able to acquire a job that helps align you with the things that you're meant to do in this lifetime, your purpose, your daily life. This could be a time where, like, your work could be changing up your home, your family, changes in your family. This could be in a time where like your family member calls you up and there's change, or your mom calls you up and they had this change, or your dad calls you up. Any type of family member with the first house that is close to you, is in your daily life, could be calling you up or telling you some type of news that changes both of your guys' lives forever, for the better. And you just take this whole new move at life with this family member, with this person that is family to you. They don't have to be blood. They could just be family to you, and your partner, someone that you're parenting with, your spouse. These type of people can be changing up your life as well. Overall, Virgos, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to align you with your sacred duty and align you with a new and a better life. Libras, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 12th house, Libras. So Libras, you could definitely be having subconscious type of patterns play out, especially with the Virgo energy of like patterns and things that we do on a routine. Certain patterns being absolutely done, completed, zilch, no more. They no longer exist anymore. Being completely completed with them. Or certain type of subconscious past life. Not everybody has a past life. Let's just be clear on that. Not everybody has a past life. But the 12th house does rule themes of past lives, your past, things that play out subconsciously, otherworldly, underworld, the dream world. It rules things of dreams. So these type of themes deep down in the subconscious mind, the third eye area, could be playing out. The Akashic records, themes that always play out for you, could be changing. So maybe in other lives you were always rich, and now in this lifetime it's time for you to experience it. You've already had that poverty spell up on you because maybe you weren't humble enough in the next life. You've learned how to be humble this time, and now this time it's time to uplift what in which was plaguing you. That work that you've been putting in has finally paid off, and now you can subconsciously release the things that no longer serve you, and you can move into a different vibration of life, a whole new way of feeling, of healing, especially with this Virgo and this 12th house energy. This is about karmic endings and karmic healing and karmic revelations. And this could be karma from this lifetime, a past lifetime, or even karma that your family members have accumulated in their lifetimes or ancestors, and it trickles down to you and you finally get the chance to complete it. So maybe if you've had family members who've always been drinkers, always, you can even, this is for myself, like, because that is on my dad's side of the family, on my dad's mother's side, like where I could even go back to the 1800s and find paperwork of family members who were written up in police reports of being drunk in public, and then seeing a lot, literally generation of men and men literally arrested for public drunkenness. And then currently now now you have family men in your family who can get drunk and completely change up their lives for the worse, for the best, especially with alcohol. Alcohol rules things of water, and so does the 12th house. Things that we need to fix, addictions as well, 12th house. And you finally are like, you know what? I'm never going to pick up a bottle, or I'm going to be responsible, restrict these type of things, know my limit when it comes to alcohol. I'm not going to follow those same type of patterns that family members have done, where they've always been had their lives changed because of drunkenness. They've changed their lives for the worse, because of that. I'm going to change. I'm going to be the change and do something different. This is definitely rules themes of like addictions. So any addictions that you have, you could definitely be like wanting to eradicate them, end them, complete them, whether it's smoking or drinking, especially something that where it impacts your health. So like if you've been smoking cigarettes and you know that people in your family have cancer, and maybe you've got a cancer diagnosis as well, this could definitely be the time where you're like, you know what, I gotta stop smoking these cigarettes. I'm done. I'm just done. You have family members that's always smoke cigarettes. That's where you got it from. Those type of things. This is heavy for this energy where you're like, you know what, I'm done. I gotta stop. I gotta live a better, healthier life. Definitely a time where, like, if you've had subconscious things like subconscious trauma, maybe you were hurt really badly as a child, and this prevents you from ever wanting to have children because, that type of energy, you could be healing from that. And you're like, you know what? Not all children have to go through such hurt, especially if you know that you are the type of person that would give your child a good life. If you or will give them a good life, or maybe you don't have hate towards children anymore since you've healed whatever you've gone through as a child, or that type of thing, where you don't hold that grudge anymore. You're able to release those subconscious things that's been plaguing you. Maybe you've always been the type of person where you saw something and it triggers you because of something that happened, and whether it happened in early childhood or now, and it just triggers you and you just release that. You don't let those things trigger you anymore. This is huge energy for endings, releases, letting things go, calling it quits. This could definitely be a time where, like, you seek out a service from healers, from spiritual type of people who help you heal, who offer services around healing, who offer services that help you connect with your spirit team, your spirit guides, with other past lives, like a hypnosis. A hypnotherapist can help you access your Akashic records, past lives, your spirit team. You could definitely be connecting with this type of person and having life-changing revelations happen to you that cause you to end certain toxic things that just weren't in alignment with your highest and your greatest good. This could be a time where you're stepping into more spiritual roles for yourself. You're doing more spiritual things. You're seeing more as more spiritual. You're having more spiritual experiences. You could even be having a near-death experiences, especially those who have Libra at the later degrees, who will be seeing at the later degrees, who will be most affected by this energy. You could be having a near-death experience, or you could be seeing someone else's near-death experience play out and learning from them. Maybe you see you're right with them as they wake back into this lifetime, and they just start telling you what they saw, and it changes your life forever and how you see the afterlife. The 12th house can rule themes of the afterlife. It can rule themes behind the screen, illusions, more clarity is coming to you. This could be a time where, like, you have a dream that just changes your life and you're able to see things differently now that you have this, beautiful dream. You could definitely be feeling more sleepier than most people, Libras, during this time, especially with that 12th house there and this Virgo. And you need to get that rest, and you need to, relax and lay low and give your body what it needs. Definitely a time where you could subconsciously be learning about what your body needs more. So, like, maybe you're meditating, and especially this time, you should definitely be meditating during this time, having this in the 12th house. You can start meditating more after this. This could be a time where you're meditating and you felt pain, but you couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from, and you can, like, actually feel it coming from your gut. And you just have this epiphany of, like, what if I need to do, like, a gut cleanse? And you do a gut cleanse and you literally feel so much more better. You feel more relieved. You feel less heavier now that you've released these things out of you. This could be big energy on that during this time. Overall, Libras, this Virgo eclipse is here to spiritually spark a whole new wave of life for you and break free from any subconscious patterns that may have been plaguing you. Scorpios, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo eclipse in your 11th house. So, Scorpios, you could be experiencing shocking discoveries during this time. Like, maybe you discover that you don't like a certain type of friend, or maybe you discover that a certain type of friend is or isn't for you. The 11th house rules themes of friends, discovery, research, science, knowledge, hopes and dreams and wishes. Dreams and like the things that we dream of doing someday, the things that we want to accomplish, our goals that we want to reach to. This could be a time where you're setting new goals. You complete goals during this time. Big timing for completing goals, especially if you've been putting in the work. You could definitely be completing your goals during this time and receiving rewards. The 11th house rules things of like rewards, aviation, being in the sky, soaring. This could definitely be a time where, like, you know, you are just feeling like you are soaring now. You can truly like rise. You can, you know, take off, you know, that aviation, that get up there. This would be a time where you're becoming, you know, a pilot, where you're looking into becoming a nurse. You know, these type of people deal with like science, but in a helping and healing type of way. So looking into certain type of science fields, research type of fields, influencer type of fields. The 11th house rules influencers. We can have completions come around influencers. Maybe your favorite influencer is not there anymore, or is there, or maybe you just discovered a whole new influencer that you love, that inspires you. This is a time to get inspired, especially with the 11th house ruling that. Inspired, activism, rebelling, maybe something that you do that is rebellious, that you do that, you know, you rebel against, you know, the wrong or the right type of people, and this extends and changes your life and how you are seen. This could be a time where, like, you could be going to events, or there could be an event that is around you. Maybe you've achieved some great grand accomplishment and people are having events around you to celebrate that accomplishment. This could be a time where, like, you're invited to events, or you're invited out with friends, or you could be networking and you meet the right type of person, and that person helps you extend yourself and really take off and soar. This could be a time where you gain a whole new following of others, and people are just gravitated towards you, and you can benefit off of your followers. This could be a time where you decide to stop following a person. You don't think that, you know, we as humans are naturally tribal. You know, we naturally come together and connect and benefit each other for the better or for worse. So this will be a time where you just decide, you know what, I don't want to be a part of that connection, these people, this group of people. I'm going to, you know, it's not serving me, and just be completed and done. This will be a time where groups can be, you know, popping off. So maybe you made a Facebook group. Maybe you made a group for people in your local environment to come together and knit. And like this, it finally pops off. And you meet great friends from this energy that you can network and build with. And learn new knowledge with, share new knowledge with. This could be a time where you're hearing new shocking discoveries in the medical industry with this Virgo energy. So like, I just saw something about, I've been seeing a lot of new things, but I've been seeing stuff about cures for things that people, lifelong disease that people have been having, like diabetes and other stuff, and been seeing cures, you know, new recent cures, trials for cures coming out. This could be a time where, like, if you've had something that's been like on you, like maybe it was diabetes, and then you see something like, oh, they're doing trial tests for people to cure it, and you fit the qualifications, and now you're able to do this, you know, miracle type of research and work that's been going on, and be a part of it, and you heal yourself or you heal others, or the research that you could be doing right during this time could be healing others. Your goals could be healing for others and everyone, and healing for yourself, for your mental health, for your physical health. Maybe you set goals to like lose weight for something, or you set a goal to, you know, eat better, having better nutrition, to, you know, live a better life, to have, you know, maybe you set goals to check your mental state. Maybe every time you say something negative, you reprogram that. And this is how you defeat or work with your anxiety. You know, your anxiety is there to tell you, oh, don't do that. That could be scary. That, so, you know, it's needed, but it shouldn't overpower you and stop you from doing the things that, you know, that inspire you. So this could be a time where, you know, you aren't letting, you know, anxiety rule over the things that inspire you. You actually go after them. This could be a time where like maybe you are doing activist work in your community, especially with like the 11th house ruling things of community. Organizing in your communities is big for organizing, getting together for events in your community, organizing around them, doing service work at events. Maybe you're volunteering for an event for your community, and it's a part of your sacred duty and how people know you, and you know what you're supposed to be here to be doing on this earth. You know, it's part of your sacred mission. And you know, or this is, you know, one step of it. You know, this organization, this especially big on organizations and those type of groups that get together, like pantry work type of people. These type of people, maybe you do a pantry service for the people in your community, you organize that, or you do well, they've already been doing back to school drives, but something like that where you help out people in the community with a certain type of drive for others that helps others heal. Maybe it's a drive for like, you know, mental health, and you give out free resources in the community for others to go to get their mind right, that type of thing, to heal. And that type of thing could be playing out events around healing. You could be hosting them, big on hosting them, or you could be attending them and being inspired by them. Overall, Scorpios, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to inspire a whole new transformative you. Sagittarius, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 10th house. So Sagittarius, you could be feeling more protected during this time, spiritually protected, protected by others in your daily life. You could be protecting others in your daily life as well from certain things, from harmful things, from like things that's bad for their nutrition, their health, their mental health, protecting them, taking the extra precautions to protect them. So maybe if you have kids, you're protecting their mental health by not allowing them to have access to certain things online, because it's definitely not good for kids' mental health. Or you're protecting your kids from not, you know, giving them certain type of foods that are not good for their bodies. Protect them in a certain type of way by maybe you go on family walks, family hikes, jogs, or you do exercises with them to keep them motivated and their body right and their body moving. You know, movement is good for the human body, to, especially you moving them hips, you move in certain areas, you could be moving things out of your body. Children are always moving. That is why not all children are always moving, but this is why it's so much more easier for kids to kind of brush things off if they're in a state where they're eating right, they're healthy, they're moving, and they have, you know, a conscious adult that is loving and pouring into them. It's way more easier for them to heal and get past certain type of things. This could be a time where you're doing this for yourself, the inner child within you. You are healing it, you're working upon it, and you're protecting it. This is a time where the 10th house rules things of like your legacy. And that's why I was speaking up on children, because your children are tied to your legacy. But this could also be like a business as well. 10th house rules your business, people being in your business and a physical business that you have. This could be a time where like people are in your business for the right or the wrong reasons, especially those Sagittarius late degrees, right or wrong reasons. Maybe you did something amazing and people are in your business, or maybe you did something you don't want people to know. They are just still in your business about it. This could be a time where like I said, if you are building a business during this time, people could be in that, looking for that, focusing on that, seeking out your services that you do in your business. Huge energy for people seeking out your services that you do for your business. Wanting to see you in the public. You could definitely be out in the public during this time. Maybe you go to a public community thing that was organized in your community, and you go to that, or that was organized online and you go to it and it's a public thing. People in the public anybody can join. This could be a time where you share stuff for the public, or you have certain announcements. You could be having huge life-changing things happen where you announce them to others, or they just naturally get announced because they're just that big. Play out in your life during this time. This is huge energy for announcements and speaking to the public, speaking to everybody, letting them know what's going on. Your reputation could be affected during this time. So maybe something big happens in the field of like how others are seeing you. and maybe something big happens and this changes how people see you, changes up your status. Maybe people are seeing you as single or in a relationship or divorced or married, or they're seeing you as wealthy, they're seeing you as poor, they're seeing you as a person with lack or a person that's abundant. They're seeing you as a person that, is a person of authority. The 10th house rules people of like bosses, authoritative figures, CEOs. So like maybe you are becoming a police officer, they have a certain level of authority, or these type of people are paying attention to you. So watch out for that. Judges, politicians, all these people have a level of authority that could be restrictive if they wanted to or not. Parents, fathers, 10th house rules things of your father. A father can be restrictive, a provider. This could also be a mother. If your mother is a provider, she can fall in the category of the 10th house. If she is a provider, a stable figure in your family, if she can be restrictive as well, she definitely can fall in your 10th house. But overall, it rules the masculine, the father, the provider, the person that's going to bring the structure, that the person that builds the family. The 10th house is about building things. You could be building like a house or anything really, building a she shed, building something small, like building something when it comes to like a project, building something within yourself. Maybe it's not something physical, but it's just something you're building. And this is life-changing, whatever you are building during this time. You could have, if this is affecting you in a small type of way, you could be on your route to work, and you have to reroute because they're doing construction work, they're building something in your neighborhood. This could literally be that playing out for you. This could be a time where you have more restrictions in your route or at work. Maybe a boss, you become a boss, you get promoted, or your boss quits, your boss is having some type of restrictions or so, or maybe there's restrictions in the workplace from getting promoted, restrict certain people in the work field, where you feel like you need to strike, you need to go against whatever type of restrictions that you have at work, may or may have at work. And these can also be restrictions in business. Maybe you are been restricted in a certain type of area of how much money you've been making, and now you're able to acquire more in your brand or your business that you have. This could be a time where you are seen as a more authoritative figure in your life. You're stepping in more strong, more providing roles. This could be a time where you are getting more security, more protection. Maybe you get more cameras. You're securing yourself in a different type of way, whether that's financially or physically. You're just more secure, more stable. This is definitely a time, especially with that trine to Saturn, that you are forming some amount of stability or longevity in your life. You are building towards that. If you are a father or father figures, you could be experiencing life-changing things. Your father or father figures could be passing, or they could be having something beautiful happen to them, and it helps and it benefits you. Like maybe dad, came into a lot of money, or maybe dad, did something, got a new check at his job or something like that, and he just wants to help out his legacy. This would be a time where you do things that change up your legacy and what people, like I said, known you for, what you're known for out in the public. Your reputation is changed off this life-changing event or this life-changing time or season for you. Overall, or you could be healing from things when it comes to fathers, doing the work when it comes to fatherhood and your daily life, adding that into your daily life, becoming a father. This is definitely huge energy for becoming a father, and having new levels of responsibility of things that you are building on and working on in your life. Overall, Sagittarius, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to restructure your life and help you align with a more authoritative you. Capricorns, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 9th house. So Capricorns, you could be experiencing expansion during this time. especially the Capricorn later degrees who will be experiencing a trine to this energy, especially if you are a Capricorn 29th degree. You could definitely be experiencing more blessings during this time. More things favor you as far as work and responsibility, especially bringing in the expansion and knowledge and travel that brings longevity to you. Like maybe you're able to travel somewhere, and since you've traveled there, you've fallen in love with the place, you've fallen in love with the culture, with the people, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to move there. I'm going to make it a permanent move and be there. Things that bring like longevity. This could be a time where like maybe you get featured on a podcast or something, and from this podcast or from going viral, you are able to form a business. You're able to form new structures around like, you know, what you do on a daily, how you teach people, how you show up for others, what you preach to others. The ninth house rules things like spiritual gurus and preachers, and the things that they say, the things that they teach others. It rules things of school, college, and those type of things. You could be going to college during this time, learning something, whether it's in a school or just reading up on something and learning it, becoming more knowledgeable, changing up your philosophy. And because that you become more knowledgeable, you can teach people these type of things, and you're able to expand on your services that you do because of something that you've been learning or building. This could be a time where you could be posting more often, and the posts that you are making is helping expand you in certain types of ways. Like, for example, who has always been a great cook, always been a great baker, and this could be a time where they are posting more stuff on the things that they cook, the things that they love, the things that they are dominant in doing. Like the ninth house rules king area. So you're posting more about something that you are literally king in. And because of that, you're able to get more clients, more work, more service, especially if you do like a service job. Like, so maybe like you're making cakes as an example. And now that you're posting more about it, people are acquiring more of your services, and they want more of that. They want more of what you can do. They want to see more of that. If you are a healer and you have like a job where like maybe you're an astrology type of healer, or maybe you're just like a healer, like you do what's all ninth house. Maybe you teach people certain type of things, teach them how to heal, how to acquire these type of things. People are just reaching out for your services more, especially like your coaching services or your teaching services. This would be a time where you could be going back to school, your kids could be going back to school, or changes happen within the school that can be restricting or more freedom, or require for you to put in more work, or for them to put in more work, or them putting in more work requires for you to put in more work. A time where like teachers having conversations with teachers, becoming the teacher, learning certain things, changing up your philosophy, having life-changing experiences with spiritual gurus, with pastors, ministers, spiritual leaders, spiritual ministers, people who are teachers, are changing your life for the better, are helping you expand. You could be traveling during this time, planning to travel, especially with this Virgo energy, planning on expanding with someone as well. Something life-changing happens between you and other earth signs, Capricorns, and you create more forms of stability with these type of people based off of how you're able to expand, you're able to grow. Be having court things play out, services in court. You could be having to do jury duty during this time. This could definitely be a time where you get called to do jury duty, or maybe you call off on that jury duty, you can't do it. Or unexpectedly being called to travel, unexpectedly having a run-in with a person who speaks a different language than you, or is in a different country than you, or maybe a person that's in a different country than you is acquiring services from you, or coming to your job to work. You could definitely be having a lot of foreigners coming to your job, or people that you may not speak the same language with that type of person. or have the same race as them or philosophy than these type of people, and they're coming to your job, and they could be changing up certain type of organizations or certain type of things, and this changes up your work, how you do your daily routines, your services, and what you offer. A time where you could be expanding in the workplace, so maybe you get a promotion, or your job or your boss, something happens with the boss or something just happens in the job, and maybe the boss gets more money or the CEO gets more money, and they extend it to the workers, and everybody gets a little cut up from whatever is to benefit from. Everybody gets to expand and stretch in the company or at the job. A time where you could be getting a new pet, expanding on a pet. You'd be traveling with a pet, or planning a trip to travel that involves your pet coming. This is huge energy for like trips and having to go on one, whether it's, you're planning it or you didn't plan it, or things, maybe you could be on a trip right now and things are just not going as planned during this time, and it's for the better or for the worst. And you're having new experiences, or you're having experiences that teach you a lesson like, oh, I'm never coming back to this country again, or I'm never coming back to this place again. Those type of things. You could be featured in a documentary, or I already spoke on podcasts, but just somewhere where you're being broadcasted to others. And this is expanding you in life-changing types of ways. Even going viral during this time, if I haven't already spoken on that. Ninth house rules themes of going viral as well, and of publishing books, and really you could publish a lot of things. You could publish a post, during this time, or just be posting more and showing up more online, and that expands you or expands your knowledge overall, or learning things online that expand your knowledge. Overall, Capricorns, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to expand the way you think so that it can change your life. Aquarius says you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 8th house. So Aquarius says you could be having transformative things happen to you, play out for you in your life, being called to change, to cut things off, in things when it comes to debt. This is huge energy when it comes to debt. 8th house rules debt, and Virgo energy can be tied to debt when it comes to service. So this could definitely be a time where you are doing the work to pay off debt, where you've already paid it off, you finally complete it and you finally get it paid off, or you are starting to pay it off, or you've acquired a new type of debt. Or you come into the realization that you have debt, whether that's physically, you got a check in, or not a check, you got something in the mail saying, hey, this is what you owe, and you just discovered this, or a time where like you just discovered that you had karmic type of debt. So like maybe you discovered that your family member, you've always come from a family member that has just been like workaholics. And, you come into the realization that you have been working yourself literally almost to death, which the 8th house can rule death. You've been working yourself almost to death, and you're like, you know what, I cannot, I got to do something that I actually love to do. I can't just keep working these jobs that don't bring me any life force. This is how such died. This is how that person died. They died doing that. I can't do that. This could be a time where where your job can be, life-changing, life or death type of situation when it comes to your job, where boss could be making you feel like this is a life or death situation as well, putting restrictions or pressure on you, feeling pressured at work or with your job that just makes you feel like you want to get violent, like you want to quit, like you want to abandon them or something like that. There will definitely be some Aquarius, especially in Aquarius, baby. You can't tie no Aquarius down. This is definitely a time where some Aquariuses will be abandoning the job. The day is the day that they are fed up and they are walking out and they are leaving. They're not coming back. no, it's not happening. This could definitely be that type of time where you could be abandoning not just a job, but someone in your daily life. Ooh, I don't like that for y'all. But if this person was draining y'all and they were not meant for y'all, then baby, I love that for y'all. Some Aquariuses though, especially on that other scale, because this could be affecting everybody in different types of ways, will be abandoning their sacred duty during this time, and this will backfire on them, especially with them having Pluto and Aquarius during this time. This will not be good for those Aquariuses who have had a sacred duty of like maybe of taking care of your kids. Your kids are always going to be a part of your sacred duty. Or of helping or healing someone, and they just decide and they reject it. You're going to be feeling that energy during this eclipse, or within the season of eclipse, which can last up to 6 months to 2 years. So you could definitely be feeling that repercussions from either following your sacred duty or not following it, and it transforming your life. This could be a time where someone passes away. Someone can definitely be passing away. Eclipse energies are super huge. I'm not speaking that on anybody, but the 8th house does rule death, and someone could be passing away. And this is life-changing. You could be in somebody's will. You could be incorporated in somebody's will. You could be talking about wills, establishing wills that help benefit you or your children or, someone around you. This could be a time where you are focused on your taxes, thinking about your taxes, especially if you're an entrepreneur, just doing things that are tax related. A time where you could be receiving a loan during this time, whether that's from the bank or from a family member or anyone, receiving a loan that helps you, so where you can invest in yourself, where you could do the work that helps you with your services, especially if it's a loan that'll help you either pay off something or do something in services or in work, so that you can extend your services as well. This could also be that type of energy where you invest in your services and now you can have more to offer others, helping others. This could be a time where you are able to help heal someone through their trauma, or this is a time where you could be healing through past trauma, whether it's, when you were a child or just something you experienced that is traumatic, or past life or trauma that has been plaguing your family members or different lineages. You're finally doing the work to heal from it, or you've already done the work to heal from it, or you went to a service type of healing type of person to get that work done to heal, or you're helping others heal from certain type of things that is traumatic. You're hearing their traumas and having people trauma dump on you during this time, and this was healing for you or healing for them, or just help your guys' mental health. Maybe you have a conversation where you're able to trauma dump with someone and you're like, man, I really needed that for my mental health. That really helped me out. This could be a time where that just transforms your entire life, especially if you're Aquarius 29th degree. The 29th degree is any placement at the 29th degree is going to be heavily affected during this energy. So if you have Aquarius at the 29th degree, pray for me, y'all. That's my rising. Even though Aquarius placements aren't going to be heavily affected, if you do have Aquarius at the 29th degree, you could definitely will be affected by this energy in some type of way that is transformative, that requires you to go deep. This could be a time where you're going deep, having deep conversations, or a time where you are diving deep into the occult. The 8th house does rule the occult. Occultism types of practices. Astrology can be seen as occultism. Anything that's just not the mainstream that people see as taboo. Those type of things you could be doing. Taboo type of practices. It don't even have to be occult It could just be taboo because the 8th house rules taboo. So maybe polygamy is seen as taboo. Having multiple partners is seen as taboo. Any type of way that life is taboo, that could be expanded or changing your life during this time. This could be a time where you could be having a life-changing sexual experience. The 8th house rules are womb and sexual organs. rule sex. So you could be having that during this time, especially if you were like, you weren't doing that, you were celibate. You could be having a life-changing sexual experience for the better. Certain types of experiences like sexual assault, I don't know if I can say that, sexual hurt, trauma. Sexual trauma can be playing out during this time, or healing from sexual trauma can be playing out doing the work to heal from sexual trauma, seeking services to heal from that type of thing. Also can be playing out during this time, or helping someone through that type of experience could be playing out for you during this time, Aquarius. Overall, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to transform your life, Aquarius. And last but not least, we have our Pisces. Pisces, you're going to be experiencing this Virgo solar eclipse in your 7th house. You are sister signs with Virgos, so you're going to be experiencing this on the opposite end in the 7th house. So the grand kite is in your 7th house during this time. Pisces rising. You could definitely be having grand life-changing things that play out. I don't like that. That play out for you and others, and how others are in your life, your relationships. Let's speak on it. So first off, this could be a time where like you could be getting a divorce. You could be breaking up. You could be meeting someone new. You could be forming new relationships. You could be getting married. You could be taking your commitments with others to a whole nother level. You could be completions on contracts. If you are married to someone and you've been experiencing life with them in a certain type of way, you could be completing how you guys have been experiencing life. So like maybe you and that partner have been putting in the work to love on each other or to work on your relationship, and now you guys get to experience a whole new beautiful type of vibe and relationship. There is an asteroid called Groom, and it governs themes of love and commitment and relationships. It'll be at the 28th degree of Virgo. It'll be right there with this eclipse. So you guys, especially if you have things that are crossing and hitting this, could be experiencing themes in your relationships where you guys enter the next level, like where you guys spiritually move along. Like I'm an Aquarius rising at the 29th degree. So although I'm not a Pisces rising, I still have a lot of things where Pisces placements are having things. So my husband and I, this is going to be huge for my husband and I, because this is not our first lifetime together. And this lifetime is huge on Virgo and 6 and service and duties. I was born on the 6th. He was born on the 6th. We're literally 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days apart. All our children have 6 in them. Even the house that we moved in reduces down to the number 6. So like, this is huge energy on themes of service. So this doesn't have to be huge on like you and your partner breaking up. This could just be huge on like the service that you and your partner have put in. You and your partner have put in so much service, so much work, that now you guys get to experience life in a different type of way. This is going to change your guys' partnerships in life. This could be a time where like, it doesn't have to be someone you're in a relationship with. This could be you and your children. This is someone that you have a commitment to, someone that you are committed to, and with no contract needed. I mean, a contract with the birth certificate, but still, this is someone that you are committed with, that you've likely, if you've had past lives, not everybody has had a past life, have experienced past lives with. Maybe you and this person, you and your child in another life were poor. And then you step into this lifetime and you're raising them in being financially poor, but you're raising them spiritually rich. And now you're able to align with that spiritual richness, and you're able to raise them in abundance now, after you've been teaching them about it, and now they get to experience this with this person, this karmic. This is a huge time for spiritual contracts that are to be played out. So if you had a contract with poverty, with wealth, with abundance, if you had a contract with a certain type of person to connect with somebody, you could definitely be playing that out. So like you could be learning that you became pregnant or something, and you are building this relationship, this contract with your baby that is coming into life. Someone that this is definitely, if you are pregnant, if you are a Pisces rising during this time and you are pregnant, that child that you are pregnant with is not new to you. Like that person is a part of your sacred duty. This is your person. Like this is the person that's about to get life really going for you. Like, because you guys are a part of each other's sacred mission. You help them by being their parent and guiding them into life, and they help you by motivating you and putting you to work and doing what you need to do. You know, sometimes people piggyback and they work off each other, whether it's relationships, in different types of relationships, whether they're children or your lover or your friend. And this could also be a friend doing that too. A friend could be coming into your life and they inspire you, and you two help and heal and work together. Business partners, expanding with these type of people, having life-changing things and doing the work with these type of people. Clients as well, new clients, more clients coming in, this is huge work on like services for clients and how they heal and help clients and people in others. This is the 7th house rules females, feminine energy. This could definitely be changing up how you show up for others and how others see you. You're a person that works one-on-one with others, like a doctor or, you know, a service type of person, therapist. You could definitely be having life-changing things play out with your clients, with yourself. A client blesses you in some certain type of way. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the screaming. The kids, they just playing, you know, so, oh well. I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not sorry. They're kids. This is just huge energy for like, especially if you do work certain type of jobs that are like in the medical industry or in the service industry, to have clients or people and others come to you that are life-changing, that change your life, that you can network with, that you can build something with, that see you differently, that actually see you for you. Like maybe you work a service job where like you're a waitress and you're serving people, and you have, you know, a customer come in one day and they're like, oh, you would make a great public speaker. And you're like, damn, and you never even told this person that. And you're like, damn, I've always wanted to become a public speaker. I've always wanted to do this type of work and inspire people. That is the confirmation that you need to go ahead and follow your dreams. Others could be shifting you in a way that helps you follow your dream or bring new structures to your dreams. Others could be bringing new realities, new forms of things that you dreamed of to reality, to form, so that you can build off of. This could definitely be that type of time where you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna start booking gigs. I'm gonna start applying for them. I'm gonna start speaking out to people in the public more, to others more, so that I can get my message out there, because others are definitely seeing it. Others could definitely just be changing your life. You could be connecting with others on a whole new level, forming new contracts. So like maybe you get a new house, that's a contract. You build a business, that's a contract. You know, new contracts that you have to write or that you are done with. Females in your life. Females can be letting go of certain type of females, adding them to your life, especially if you are someone who dates women. You could be coming into a new woman into your life that just changes everything. She inspires you. She brings new love to your life, a new type of feminine essence, or maybe you're becoming that type of woman. You could definitely be having more feminine experiences during this time and just having more chances or opportunities to dive deep in your femininity, to be more feminine, to have more of a soft, more luxurious life. The 7th house does rule things of like luxurious items and acquiring these things or receiving these things from others. Being able just to experience more luxury in life. So like going to a yoga studio is a luxury, you know what I mean? Like these type of luxuries. Being able to go out and get coffee and sit at a coffee shop is a luxury. You know, most people are driving to drink their coffee on the way to work. To be able to sit down in the coffee shop and not have nothing to do and just enjoy the drink is a luxury. And you could be experiencing these luxuries more in your life. others can be helping you experience more of these luxuries. A partner can be helping you experience more of these luxuries, can be helping you see how you can experience more luxuries, whether it's financially they are helping you out, or maybe they help you with, you know, your kids, if that's what's been holding you from being able to have these type of freedoms. Or maybe people in your life, you know, motivate you in a way. If you just haven't been doing it because you just haven't felt the push to it, other people are motivating you. They're like, you know what, get out and do this and do that. And, you know, you feel more motivated to get out and take more control of life. Overall, Pisces, this Virgo solar eclipse is here to inspire how you connect with others. Thank you guys so much for joining along my channel. I've seen I got a lot of more views than I normally do on my channel, and I thank you guys so much for joining and coming along. I do general astrology because, you know, not everybody is an Aries rising experiencing this in the 6th house, you know, so some Aries risings are experiencing in the 5th house. So I try to tailor my horoscopes to where, like, you can listen out for whatever house you are experiencing this in, whether you are that type of rising or not, or you can listen out for it for your sun, or you can listen out for your moon. You know, it's not so tailored specifically to the chart. Although I do chart readings, it's not specifically tailored to the chart. It is a general reading so that you can apply it to your sun, your moon, your rising, and get a full grasp of how this could be playing out for you. That's how I do astrology. I'm so glad that people are gravitating towards it and that they are receiving the message. There's so much more to come. This last eclipse I had in my 1st house, so you already know I had to come with a new do. It just comes naturally. New changes in life, and it's definitely gonna be new changes in connecting with others, with me experiencing this in the 7th house. And then my rising is the 29th degree, so any placement you have the 29th degree is going to be highly affected. So this shall be interesting, you know. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye.